It was an ordinary crossing, the kind sailors had made 1,000 times before. The Straits of Malacca, the narrow stretch of water between Indonesia and Malaysia, was one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world. Merchant vessels moved through it constantly, their crews going about the same routines they always did. Check the instruments, log the position, eat, sleep, watch the water. Nobody expected anything unusual from the Ourang Medan, just another Dutch merchant freighter moving through familiar waters on what should have been a completely unremarkable voyage. And then, sometime in 1947, everything stopped. The first sign something was wrong came through a radio receiver aboard nearby ships. A distress signal, Morse code, fragmented and desperate. SOS from Ourang Medan. All officers, including the captain, dead in the chart room and on the bridge. Probably whole crew dead. Then a few more broken transmissions. And then, 4 words that have haunted maritime history ever since. I die. Then nothing. The American vessel Silver Star locked in the coordinates and changed course immediately. When the Silver Star reached the Ourang Medan, the ship was still floating. No distress flags, no visible damage, no fire. From the outside, it looked completely fine. The boarding party climbed over the rail. What they found inside was not fine. Bodies everywhere. The captain dead at the bridge. Officers dead in the chart room. Crew members dead at their posts, in the corridors, on the deck. Wherever they had been standing when whatever happened, happened. All of them on their backs. All of them facing upward. All of them with their mouths wide open, eyes staring at nothing, faces locked in expressions of absolute terror. Not pain, not confusion. Pure, undiluted terror. As if every single person on that ship had seen the same thing in the same moment, and whatever it was had killed them where they stood. No wounds, no blood, no signs of struggle. Even the ship's dog was dead, frozen mid-snarl, teeth bared at something that was no longer there. The boarding party began their investigation. Then the fire started. Without warning, smoke began pouring from the cargo hold. Within minutes, the flames spread. Too fast. The boarding party abandoned everything, ran for the rail, and barely made it back to the Silver Star before the Ourang Medan exploded. Not a small fire that got out of hand, an explosion powerful enough to lift the ship out of the water. And then it sank, taking the bodies, the cargo, and every possible answer straight to the bottom of the Straits of Malacca. The investigation that followed found nothing. No registration, no crew manifest, no port of origin. Lloyd's shipping register, the most comprehensive record of vessels in the world, had no entry for a ship called the Ourang Medan. No harbor admitted having it in port. No shipyard claimed to have built it. No family ever came forward to identify a crew member. It was as if the ship had simply appeared, killed everyone aboard, and erased itself from history. The most plausible theory involves the cargo. Researchers believe the Ourang Medan was secretly carrying illegal chemical substances, potassium cyanide and nitroglycerin, or wartime nerve agents left over from World War II. Seawater entering the hold could have reacted with the chemicals, releasing toxic, invisible gases that killed the crew silently at their posts. It would explain the faces. Nerve agent exposure can lock the muscles, leaving victims frozen in expressions of extreme distress at the moment of death. It would also explain why no government ever acknowledged the incident. Illegal chemical weapons smuggling in 1947 was not something anyone wanted on record. Others believe the story never happened at all. But here's the thing. The U.S. Coast Guard published an account of it in 1952. Eyewitness testimonies from Silver Star crew members circulated for years. Reputable newspapers carried the story. Someone saw something out there. And whatever it was, sank before anyone could prove it. The Ourang Medan has never been found. The bodies have never been recovered. The cargo has never been identified. And the name itself, Ourang Medan, translates to Man of Medan. A ship named after a man from a place. A crew that died with their faces locked in terror. A fire that started at exactly the wrong moment. And a record so completely erased that some people still argue the whole thing was invented. Maybe it was. Or maybe someone went to a great deal of trouble to make sure you'd never find out what was really on that ship.